Hello, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series, the 60th Anniversary Recon Diver Action Sailor. This is from the same line as the one that had the Infantry Soldier, and will be the one that has the inevitable, I believe it's a Halo Jumper and a Marine. Those have not yet been revealed, but they might be by the time that this is uploaded. So if they are, they'll be on screen right now. But if not, probably not. The packaging is really nice. This is the standard open packaging that we're back to now. It's a deluxe size box. You can see all the accessories and everything on here. Standard logo here. G.I. Joe Classified Series. Really nice artwork here. Reminds you of Torpedo. There's a nice blue to this, which makes sense since it's the aqua themed one, whereas the Infantry Soldier had a kind of tannish theme. You can actually see some bubbles on here from the water. G.I. Joe logo there. Him holding the accessories, everything. There's a nice ship back there. The packaging is really nice on the 6th side here. And this right here, QR code, will take you to the Hasbro website. So, very standard packaging, product shots, some little details and stuff, but let's get it open. And here we have the Scuba Soldier out of the packaging and on this big stand, because this guy has a lot of accessories and I really wanted to make him look good. It's kind of hard to find like a stand that would pose over this, so I'm using one of the McFarlane DC Universe ones. That works pretty good. It looks all right. The issue with this figure is really that it's an aquatic based one, so it's hard to get photos for it. But it is a really good looking figure. This looks really solid. Let's take it off the spinning base here really quickly. And before we de-accessorize him, here is him with all of his scuba gear on, minus the big propeller that he had, the giant engine. This is really nice. This is a really good looking figure. I kind of like this more than the Infantry Soldier, which I have here for comparison. Here's the Infantry Soldier next to the Scuba Diver. I like the look of the Scuba one a bit more. Oh, that just fell off. This is supposed to come off. It didn't break. Don't worry, it's supposed to come off. But I like this a bit more simply because I am a sucker for the whole scuba, deep sea kind of aesthetic thing going on here. And honestly, this reminds me a lot of Metal Gear Solid 1. The opening mission when Snake is diving and he's on the engine and he's in the scuba gear. And I've actually been looking at 3 printable heads that are designed to look like Solid Snake, because this body would work really well for that, I think. Or maybe that one, but I think it would work really well. This guy, car driving by. This guy works really well. He's got every single space you need for all of his accessories. Everything can be attached to him, and I really like that a lot. The only thing that can't is the alternate head. Even that guy didn't have all that, but you can attach everything with this guy, and I love that. This is basically a redo. This is the same mold that came with the Torpedo and I believe some of the Cobra Eel. I don't have those figures, but I'm pretty sure that this is a majority reuse of that. And that's fine. We all kind of knew that this 60th anniversary would just be reuse with a lot more accessories and stuff. And that's fine. I mean, the thing is that these figures are well made enough that I don't complain that they're reusing figures, because they're good molds. They're good designs. I like the fact that they're reusing stuff because it makes it feel a little more realistic when it's a giant army like that. So this looks really good. I love the detail of the scuba goggles. You can kind of see through them here. The whole rebreather setup. This piece right here, which has a peg that you can, I think, be able to attach here. I don't know if that's from the Torpedo or the Cobra Eel, that there's a way you could attach a hose to it, but this one didn't have a hose. This whole overlay is removable. Of all of these pouches on the side, this wrist piece, everything can come off on this, and I like that a lot. That's really cool. He's got a big old, I think it's some sort of I don't know if it's a grenade belt or something. It came with a Snake Eyes figure that I don't have, but it looks really solid. But let's take all this off him really quickly. And by the way, when I say really quickly, it is anything but. It is a pain and a half to remove all the accessories in this figure. That's not a terrible complaint, but it is a lot to remove everything from this guy because there is just so much on him. This is the underlay piece, you know, the attachment, like the lower body gear. I like the green. The green adds some nice color to it. Otherwise, it would have just been a complete matte black. The green adds a lot of nice color to this. This is a very nice mold. I'm pretty sure that again, this is just the torpedo / eel mold, which is fine. Pinless, everything, really nice articulation. I like the overlay, like I said. However, I don't like this crotch piece here because it's not, the belt isn't an overlay. The belt is attached. So if you swivel to the side here, it pops out and it looks real weird. I don't like that. There's a few things about this I don't like, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I tried to swap the head out for like maybe shipwreck or something like that, but this head is much smaller than the other one, so it looks weird and wrong. So I wouldn't recommend that because it doesn't look right. This is the space here for the suppressor, the space for the pistol, space for the knife. So like even if you take all that stuff off, you can still have him with that. Suppressor was a real pain to get in here, by the way. It did not want to come out. There's a nice couple pouches right here, more pouches on the back here. These little hooks right here are for the flippers. So if you have the flippers right here, you can hook them in and have them dangle from the back, which is nice. That's a nice touch. Although I feel like I'd probably use those more for just holding the harpoon gun that he comes with. But that is a nice touch. I like all the hoses and everything. This feels like someone who would be a genuine scuba diver. I like it a lot. As for the articulation, this is standard, what you're going to get with all Joe figures. Heads on a ball joint, 360. There is a dumbbell joint here at the throat here, so there's a lot of movement there. There's an ab crunch, which can't really get all that much because of the overlay, which is not removable, by the way. You can't take this off. They said all this was removable, but this is not. There are butterfly joints in here, which unfortunately can't really do much with. Again, this overlay, and also Joe butterfly joints aren't that expressive. You can't really move that much with them, so having them really doesn't do much. Arm goes that far out, 360 at the shoulder, 360 at the bicep, double jointed pinless elbows. Both hands move up and down like this. There is a drop down hips as per usual. There is a ball joint here at the waist, which I showed off earlier. It looks weird. Drop down hips, like I said. Swivel at the upper thigh. Double jointed, pinless knees on both sides. A swivel, not at like the calf. It's like here. It's a little lower. It's like right at the top of the boot. That's an odd placement for it. I've never seen it there before, but hey, whatever. There is, of course, a up and down hinge for the foot and a forward-facing pin for the rocker. So a lot of motion here, a lot of standard Joe motion. So starting off here, we have the submachine gun that it comes with. This looks like a gun I've seen before. It looks like one I've seen before, and it's bugging me that I can't figure out what it is. So if you know what it is, please let me know down below in the comments. It's killing me that I can't remember what it's called. It's very nice. It's very well sculpted. This is one that comes with torpedo as well, which I figure I don't have, but it comes with it. Removable magazine, of course. The iron sights here, a rail for attaching attachments and stuff. There is space here for a blast effect piece or a suppressor. So if you take the one that this figure comes with, you can attach it. If I get it in there, right in there, and there you go. He's got a suppressor on it, although it probably should more like that. So yeah, there's a suppressor option for that as well. It's very nice. It's very nice. Yeah, I will probably be holding it in mind. My issue here, though, it's a big one. This thing is so soft. It's like it's made out of butter, and just fix it, guys. Come on, stop making these guns softer than Play-Doh. Like, it ruins the entire figure. It genuinely throws the whole thing off, even if it's a really good figure. It's a really solid figure, really well done. It's great. This sucks. Like, this is awful. I have the same bad issue with the Scarlet that I have now. I haven't talked about it because I didn't have the issue when I had it, but the Scarlet's crossbow is warped to high heaven because you just put it in a position and let it sit there for like maybe a minute, and it just gets stuck, and it just doesn't move. It's a real pain, and like I hate it. And it happened here with this set again with his knife, which is, if I focus there, this knife here. It's a really nice looking knife. It looks cool. It's very thick, very nice serrated, kind of shark tooth looking thing, but it's also super bent because it's also super soft. So like I don't know what are you guys doing? Like, make it out of harder plastic. I know they're more brittle and they're more chance of breaking, but I'd rather break than be completely irrevocably warped like this. Also, it just feels better. If it's a tough plastic, it feels better. Um, yeah, good knife and everything, nice handle and everything, black and silver, and it looks really good. But it's super warped, and that really sucks. This one is not warped, thankfully. It's the 1911 that Stalker came with, that he also comes with, which is why the suppressor that came with is also for that. It's the one that came with Stalker as well. It's a really nice looking pistol. I like it a lot. It looks really good. It's got an extended magazine here, which I don't really think I've ever seen with a 1911 before, but it's a really well sculpted pistol. Like, it looks really good. So I'm not going to complain about getting an extra one, but we have seen it before. And like I said, this is mostly all reuse. Like, this whole figure and what I'm going to imagine is the entire wave going forward is mostly going to be all reuse, like the harpoon gun here, which came with both torpedo and the Cobra eels, which makes sense. I mean, they're all scuba divers and everything, you know, but this one is a slightly different color scheme. It says the green rope and everything as opposed to the red. So, like, I'm not going to complain about that. It makes sense that they would all have this. It actually makes more sense that the scuba diver would have one than the Cobra eels would have one. It looks really good. It is, however, super soft, and it came really warped in the packaging. And, like, I can give a little leeway here to the rope and the string and everything, but, like, the fact that the barrel itself is so soft is annoying, and I hate that every single figure I get now, I'm like, okay, am I going to get a good one where it's not completely warped to high heaven? Or am I going to get what I always get, and it's completely bent out of shape? Which, more often than not, is what you get, and that sucks. But moving on, there is here the giant freaking engine, the propeller here, the that he has. It looks really good. This thing is not warped because it's a giant brick of plastic. It's not going to warp or anything. There actually is some dialogue written on here, which is submersible to be used by trained military personnel. Misuse of this vehicle may result in a failure of mission and or destruction of property and or persons. Please read the fine print below before operating. Can't read it, it's too blurry. But I like that they include that all in there. That's very fun. This is all mostly removable. There's a Joe logo there, of course. Screen here, screen there, handle here, so you can hold on to it. It's all mostly removable, which you can take this bit off, which is what I imagine is most of the fuel. Then we have this, which you can pop off, so you can actually access the rotor in the middle of it, and it spins. It's nice, and this rubber piece also comes off, so you can have, like, I don't know, maybe like a scene of something where, like, they're working on it. Maybe it's like in the pit. Maybe you get a bunch of them. I put this on the wrong, didn't I? Put it on wrong? I thought I put it on right. Hang on. There we go. We're fixed. But yeah, no, you can do a lot with this, I feel like, and it's really cool looking. And I feel like you could also give this to Torpedo if you wanted to. So yeah, it looks really good. It's a really nice piece. I like it. Here is the backpack slash rebreather space and everything. There are pegs here on the side and down here. Down here is where you can put the rifle that he comes with, so you can slide that in right there. However, it doesn't really stay in that well for me, but it might stay well for you. Like, this is, yeah, slide that pretty quickly. But I feel like you really just gotta wedge it in there pretty hard, and then it will stay in there, which I don't like to do that much, because especially with how soft this is, I don't want it to break. But you can wedge it in there. I fell out again. Oh well. You can wedge it in there. On the back here, there are some nice numbers for how many Cobras that they've taken down. G.I. Joe issue, classified grade property of Special Forces unit, not for civilian use or resale. A nice whole piece here. It looks really good. And to attach to that, there is this piece, which is an overlay, which I have to presume is some sort of life preserver. Obvious pouches here and everything. You can attach it to the Joe himself. It looks really good. Again, I like the green. The amount of green pieces really adds a lot of color to this, a lot of much needed color because of how just dark black everything is. So having all this on here is a really nice touch. And this is really nice too. As well as the actual rebreather apparatus itself, which looks really cool. I am a sucker for a rebreather apparatus or like a gas mask or anything. I love the look. So I want to get that Big Ben at some point since he has the whole gas masks. I love this look. 24 on the front there. Not sure what that means. Probably means something to somebody, but it doesn't mean anything to me. The green here is really nice. The goggles are clear. I like this whole look. Really freaky looking inside. It looks like the Riddler. It looks really good. And you can fit this on decent amount of Joe heads. Most Joe heads are too small, unfortunately. But you can fit it on a couple, so that's a nice touch. There is also this, which came with the Snake Eyes figure. I do not know what this is. I don't know if these are knobs, like you can twist them, if this is like a radio. It might be a radio. If these are explosives, could be C4 or something like that. I don't know. If you do know what it is, let me know. I like it a lot, though. It adds a lot to it, like some sort of carrying bag. You can do a lot of photos and stuff with this, so it's a nice touch, but I just don't know what it is specifically. And then there is this as well, which attaches directly. If I grab the SCUBA here itself, it attaches directly to this. I do not know what this is. I'm being honest. I do not know what it is, but it does look really cool. There are obviously some dials, some gauges here, which I have to presume, not being a scuba diver and not being from the ocean myself, I presume these are pressure gauges. I presume that this is for knowing how deep you are, what the water pressure is, how much more you need to get out. I have to imagine that is what that is for. But if I'm wrong, let me know. I'd love to know genuinely what it is. So if you know what it is, please let me know. And the last two accessories are the dog tags, which came with the infantry soldier. So having another set of these is really nice, especially if you have Major Blood. You can take those and hang them from his neck, because that is a feature that Major Blood often is shown with, is taking dog tags. So it's really nice that they included these, as well as an alternate head, a darker skin tone, so that way you can have multiples or have this one look however you want. So it's nice that that is included as well. Yeah, no, I appreciate the fact that they're doing this all of them, because it adds for a lot of army building potential. So yeah, really nice. Those are the accessories that this guy comes with. Now, as for size comparison, here is the infantry soldier, who I did show earlier in this video, but there they are right next to each other, and I really can't wait to get all four of these guys side by side. It's gonna look great. But yeah, they look really good together. Here he is next to a fellow aquatic-based Joe. We have Shipwreck here. They look really good together. Really shows the difference between the cartoon and the realistic versions of the Joes. Like, this is a really nice visual of what it was like 10 years before the cartoon started. So it's a much bigger difference, but they look really good together regardless. Here he is next to the leader of the Joes. We have Duke right here. They look really good together. Duke kind of just fits in no matter where you put him, honestly. Like, you could put him anywhere, and he blends in great. So yeah, having next to the retro card figure looks really good too. And here he is next to my most recent review of the Televiper Trouble Bubble figure, which looks really good. I totally could see the guy on the right assassinating one on the left. Really nice figures side by side together. So yeah, they're very good together. So there we have the 60th anniversary Scuba Trooper. That's not what he's called, but it's what I'm going to call him. I really like this guy. There are complaints. I have a lot of problems with him. Like I said before, the guns, they need to fix those. They need to fix the accessories and the problems of having all of this so friggin' soft. They really need to fix that. But if they fix that, I got no problems. Like, if they just fix that, then I have basically no complaints with this entire line. Because that's the only real problem that I have, is those weapons and how soft they are. Everything else, perfect. Got no problems. You never hear another negative thing about me for this toy line ever again. That's a lie. I probably have something to say about it. But it's a good figure. I would recommend picking one up if you like this version of the Joes, more classic, original style. You're gonna love this, and I can't wait to see what the next two are gonna be. And hopefully we get more of these in that vein, because they're really cool. So yeah, thank you so very, very much for sticking down to this. If you liked this, please like, comment, subscribe. Everything needs to be done in order for me to keep making the videos that I love to make. And I will see you when I see you next. Yo, Joe.